I said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say. I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. 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 I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not.
Former President Donald Trump's remark about women and whether they like it or not.
I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said we think it's very inappropriate for you to say. I said, why? I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country.
This video is brought to you by Ground.News. We'll get to that in a second. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live, make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the conflict in the election is insane. I do not understand for the life of me how these people are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, Donald Trump said that America's garbage. Oh, the comedian said that Puerto Ricans are garbage. Then the Democrat, and then freaking Joe Biden says that half of America is garbage. Then they want to go to Donald Trump, talk about women. Then Mark Cuban talk about women. It's such disingenuous behavior that it's mind-boggling to me. If you look at it for what it is, the Democrats are the lying, dirty fools in this thing. Donald Trump never called the country garbage. The comedian told a joke, had nothing to do with Donald Trump specifically. And then they talk about Donald Trump saying something about women. I'm finna show you that the man didn't say nothing that had to do with a woman's reproductive care. It had nothing to do with abortion. Nothing. They lied. She did a press conference. They lied. She did another press conference, said he was Hitler. Let's go to Ground.News real quick because I want to show you guys that I'm not just making this stuff up. If you go and look at the headlines, and this is why I love Ground.News so much. You go look at the headlines. You can do a quick synopsis here. You go, left, center, right. But if you go to the headlines, you pick left. These are all the articles that are written by people on the left. You see what they're saying. Harris says Trump's comments on women is offensive to everybody. You know what I mean? Kamala Harris brands Donald Trump's comments on protecting women's offensive. This how the left is framing it. Then you go over to the right, and then you'll see things that are a little different. Byron Donalds rebukes CNN, grossly inaccurate clip of Donald Trump protect the women comment. You see, Republicans are more saying, you guys misconstrued the clip. Her articulation of comments are false because that's not even what he said to start with. But anyway, this is why I love Ground.News. And then also on here, you can see, when it comes to factuality, when it comes to whether this is the independent person who wrote the article versus a big conglomerate companies. You can see some of these things here on the side. You can see how many articles have been written within a certain time period, how many on the left, how many on the right. Give you a quick glimpse there. But one thing I want to show you guys as well, and I tell you this every time I talk about Ground.News, is the blind spot thing. I really do think that people should consider this. Look, the left is blind spotted by Mark Cuban's crazy comment about women, right? They're not paying attention to this. They're looking over here at Donald Trump when this is eating them alive in the background. And the same thing with Republicans. It says ex-Trump lawyer Kenneth, law license suspended in New York. Like, we need to know these things because this is going to be something that they bring up against us, especially if you're on the right. I want you guys to go to ground.news/Tatum, subscribe with my link and get 50% off, ladies and gentlemen. 50% off. They didn't went up 10 points off. It's 50% off on a Vantage plan, which is the unlimited plan that I use. Make sure that if you get the news, you got to get it balanced. All right, let's show the clip of Kamala, two-tone knee pad. I'm going horizontal to go vertical, my career Harris. Let's play the clip of her lying. And in the clip, I got Kamala Harris lying, and then I got Donald Trump, what he actually said. And then we're going to play a clip of Byron Donalds on CNN and what he put out there for the media. So let's roll the clip of Kamala Harris.
Former President Donald Trump's remark about women and whether they like it or not.
I want to protect the women of our country.
Before we go here, either these people are evil or they are a poor example of getting information from the internet. Like, did somebody just show her a snippet of this clip and she really believed that he said something crazy because they only saw a snippet of the clip, which is even worse because she's supposed to be the president. You got staff. They need to look into this before you make some egregious comment. Now, listen to what she said just shortly, and I'll play the rest of her stuff in a moment. But listen to what Trump said. The first thing he said is, I want to protect women. Roll the clip.
Country, I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said, we think it's very inappropriate for you to say. So why? I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country. They said, sir, I just.
So technically what he's saying is that he said he want to say, I want to protect the women in our country. And his advisors are saying, don't say that. Don't say you want to protect women. That's effing crazy. Don't say you want to protect women because what? They knew the Democrats are going to come out and make a mockery of it and act like the man is talking about reproductive rights and stuff. He said, I want to protect women. They say no. He said, I'm going to say it anyway.
I think it's inappropriate for you to say, pay these guys a lot of money. Can you believe it? I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
And listen, it actually is, I think, very offensive to women in terms of not understanding their agency, their authority, their right, and their ability to make decisions about their own lives, including their own bodies. And this is just the latest on a series of reveals by the former president of how he thinks about women and their agency. Whether he has said, as he has, that women should be punished for their choices, whether he has talked about his pride in taking away a fundamental right from women, whether it be how he has actually created a situation in America where now 1 in 3 women lives in a Trump abortion ban state and has legal restrictions on the right she rightly should have to make decisions about her own body.
Bro, you can't make this stuff up, bro. It's offensive to say I want to protect women. That is effing insane. It's offensive that he said, I want to protect women. And I don't care what they say, I want to protect them anyway. That's grossly offensive that you would dare protect women and make the country better for them. And then Mark Cuban gets on there and say that pretty much the women that Trump are around are dumb and that he's not around strong women and all this other stuff. He's degrading women. Donald Trump said, here's the clip right here. Roll the clip.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple. They're intimidating to him. He doesn't like to be challenged by them. And, you know, Nikki Haley will call him on his nonsense with reproductive rights and how he sees and treats.
He said Donald Trump don't hang around strong, intelligent women. So he's saying that the women that Trump is around is not intelligent and that they're not strong women. He's degrading women. Donald Trump said, I want to protect women. Whether they like me saying it or not, I'm going to protect them and I want to protect them and I'm going to keep saying I'm going to protect women. How in the funnel cake is it offensive if Trump says I want to protect women, but these broads don't have nothing to say about Cuban saying that these women are not intelligent, that Trump is around. They're not strong and they're not intelligent. He is making a direct claim against, a derogatory term against women that Trump is around. And Trump is just saying, I'm going to protect you whether you like me saying it or not. What is happening here? What does the world come to? I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think about it. Byron Donalds had a take, and I want to play his take real quick, and we could skip Trump's clip. We could just go straight to what Byron Donalds said. But Byron Donalds is being challenged, and Republicans are being challenged. Republicans are being challenged on national TV about this, what Trump said. I just showed you him saying, I want to protect women, and I'm going to keep saying it, whether women like it or not. I'm going to keep saying I'm going to protect women. That's what he said. We heard him say it. Roll the clip.
All right. Why is Donald Trump telling women he will do things whether they like it or not?
We'll protect them whether they like it.
John, that is grossly inaccurate what you just played. Play the full clip. Play it in its context. He was talking about the tragedy at our southern border that led to the death of Jocelyn Nungare. Jocelyn's mother has come out and endorsed Donald Trump because she fully believes that if Donald Trump was president, her daughter would be alive. And so what he was talking about was, I'm going to protect women. I'm going to protect children. And then he was just telling a joke. Really, he was telling a joke about how some of the staff said, no, don't say you would protect women, because they would take it out of context. Obviously, what CNN is doing right now, taking it out of context.
No. You're actually, you have the exact right context. You have the exact right context here, Congressman.
Aliens, especially violent, illegal alien criminals who have raped and who have murdered women in the United States.
Congressman, you just explained the exact right context was Donald Trump's story was telling people how people close to him, okay, his advisors were telling him not to use that type of language, to say, I am going to be your protector. And
John,
that is the context in that speech. No.
John,
that was what he was doing. And then he said, I'm going to protect them, the women, whether they like it or not. And I'm not the only one asking you about this language. Donald Trump, his advisors clearly knew it was an issue. And Nikki Haley has been talking about the language that Donald Trump... Hang on, Congressman. Nikki Haley, this is what she said about the type of language that Trump and Trump supporters have been using. Listen.
I mean, this bromance and this masculinity stuff.
So they went back before Trump made this statement to use a clip of Nikki Haley and saying that she's talking about Trump's rhetoric. This is I'm gonna play her clip in a second, but this is what we're talking about. They take this situation, and this situation, they mesh it together and make you think it's one thing. They on TV using her on Fox News from 2 days before Trump made this statement, or a day or so before Trump made the statement, to act as if she's saying that Trump is making terrible comments about women. She doesn't count because Donald Trump said this after she was on Fox. And she endorsed Trump. She endorsed him. Roll the clip.
I mean, it borders on edgy to the point that it's going to make women uncomfortable. You know, you've got affiliated PACs that are doing commercials about calling Kamala the C word, or you had speakers at Madison Square Gardens, you know, referring to her and her pimps. That is not the way to win women.
You that stupid where Trump say, I'm going to protect women whether they like it or not. I can't vote for my economy. The border got to stay open. We're entering the communism, wars all over the world, because he made a comment like, you stupid. You dumb. We don't need your vote anyway. Go cry yourself a river somewhere. I can't believe people say that. Women will be offended. Well, you stupid then. You silly. Women will be offended. Y'all got to stop being silly. This is the thing. You don't say, Trump needs to change his rhetoric. Change the way you act. It's not okay for women to be that sensitive and weird that if somebody says something, they melt down. If Donald Trump says, her and her pimps, I can't vote for the country. I want the country to crash because he said that. Men don't think like that. Real men and real women don't. But for you losers out there, men or women, he said something that hurt my feelings. A comedian told a joke at one of his rallies. And so I'm going to disregard all of the things that Trump will do for this country because I don't like something he said over there. I'm out.